ready for this thing to get started. Home court advantage goes to the Warriors playing here at the Oracle Arena. The excitement of the NBA is on the way. I'm Kevin Harlan, joined by Doris Burke courtside. And next to me, Clark Kellogg and Steve Kerr in the booth. All right, let's set the floor courtesy of Gatorade. All fueled up and ready to go. So on the floor for Houston, Beverly and Harden man the backcourt. Terrence Jones is down low with Howard. And it's Ariza in at the 3 spot. Out to Thompson. No good on the triple.
Boy, I'm shocked he didn't make that one. He usually knocks that one down with ease.
Out to the right wing. Here's Beverly. And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here.
You know, Dwight Howard had started 6 straight All-Star games until last season. The new balloting system with 2 backcourt players and 3 frontcourt players resulted in Blake Griffin and Kevin Love in the starting lineup. Howard felt slighted. He thinks that centers are kind of getting the short end of the stick here.
And you remember, Howard last season created a mock commercial asking people to save the centers.
Yeah, you know, as usual, Dwight Howard finding a way to have fun with it in bizarre fashion. That's part of who he is. But I think the underlying issue is a true one. The age of the lumbering pivot man in the NBA seems to be slowly going towards extinction.
And here's Harden after the 3-pointer from Klay Thompson. And Beverly kicks to Howard. 6 on the shot clock. Tries to save it. Out of bounds. Rockets ball as Houston keeps possession.
4 seconds on the shot clock.
And so it's Houston with it. Harden's shot is off. And it's the Warriors on the break. Thompson misses.
Would have been lucky to knock that shot down.
Yeah, that kind of shot will definitely get you the higher brow from the coach and maybe get you a seat on the bench.
It's tipped. Outside Curry. The baseline J. Dwight Howard grabs the board.
And they're now 1 for 5 to start this game, so having trouble finding any offensive rhythm.
And here's Harden. 5 on the clock. And he gets the bucket.
Well, some weak defensive coverage there, and I'm pretty sure they didn't plan on starting this game out like that, giving such easy access to the rim.
Now here's Lee. The try by Iguodala. And he goes in for the dunk.
I think they gave him a little too much room there. I mean, that was all he needed to rise up and punch that one down.
Yeah, he's going to jump it through.
Look out, man!
Oh, rim is shaking. The rim rattler.
Just a remarkable jam. These fans' jaws are on the ground right now.
Yeah, that is Showtime stuff right there. Major highlight reel material.
To the paint. Here's Ariza. Now about 3 minutes gone in the first quarter.
One thing with the Rockets that makes them so explosive is just how efficient they are in transition. They rarely miss out on an opportunity when they have a chance to put the defense on its heels.
It's Iguodala with the drive. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here.
And you know, with the Rockets, it isn't that they're getting layups. It seems more often than not they're getting and one plays on their fast breaks, and that's an extra bonus there.
Rockets knew how to convert fast break chances, as you said, Steve. It's a big part of their game.
Well, they're a terrific ball handling team top to bottom. That allows them to get anyone the ball in transition and just fill lanes. Makes converting those fast breaks a lot easier.
And he gets it to go. 6 points for James Harden.
It's going to be tough for the defense today. If he's got his A game rolling here tonight, we'll see. He
was right up tight on him on that attempt. Terrific D to throw off the shot.
And he did it without making too much contact and getting the officials' attention either.
Lee with the block. And up the court come the Warriors on the break. Lee's running. And they're running. And the jam by Harden.
Dwight Howard with some slick passing on that one.
Warriors trailed by 7. Curry attacking. Iguodala outside. And a great assist by Curry as that one goes in. That's 7 points for Iguodala.
How in the world did they let him get that wide open?
And now the first timeout called here for the Rockets. The Rockets making a switch here.
Daniels.
And there's a minute 45 left in the first. Here's Kanan. Pass to Papanicolo. Second shot opportunity. Rebounded by Bogut.
I thought he rushed it a little bit, guys, because he had a clean look, just lost his focus.
Curry dishes to Lee. And he drops in the layup off the glass. Lee's got his first points in this one. Well, you look at the numbers for the Warriors last season. Their offense revolved around Steph Curry, and no surprise.
Yeah, that's exactly right, Kevin. The numbers were staggering. I mean, with Curry on the floor, they were right at the top of the league in offensive efficiency. And when he sat down, they were the worst. A lot was on his shoulders, and he carried that burden well.
Another three for Golden State. The Rockets trail. Pulls it up. The basket by Kanan. Golden State's gone 3 of 5 from three-point land so far in the ballgame. They get it back. Here's Bogut. And it's sent back by Howard. Here's Daniels. Makes good on the step-back jumper. Warriors have gone 5 of 12 from the field since the opening tip. They double-team Curry. 3-second difference between shot clock and game clock. And out of bounds as the Rockets gain possession.
Boy, did they ever make a mess out of that one. A terrible turnover.
Kanan kicks to Johnson. To the left wing. Papanicolo, the pass to Johnson. The dish to Kanan. Here's the three. He got it up that time, but it wouldn't fall for him. And that concludes. Well, up to this point, a closely contested game as we start the second quarter. And looking at what we've seen from Houston, what do you guys think?
And that first quarter was all about pace, guys, because this club really got out into transition, and that's how they built this lead.
They like to play fast, and they're doing a nice job filling the lane.
So on the floor for Houston, we've got Terrence Jones. Isaiah Cannon is out there with Johnson. Then it's Trevor Ariza. And it's Papanicolo in at the 4. Just 5 to shoot. Curry outside. It's rebounded by Houston. Early on last year, the Warriors showed that they were going to be a team to make the postseason in the West. Couldn't get the home court advantage, though, and that kind of hurt them.
Yeah, it did. And as dangerous as their team is in the playoffs with the shooting ability they have, they're much better if they could have gotten that extra game at Oracle Arena.
Harden with it. He's got 8. To the wing on the left. Stolen by Thompson. Curry wide open. Misses off the left iron.
That extra game would matter in the end. Last postseason, the Warriors lost to the Clippers in a back-and-forth Game 7.
Harden against Thompson. Harden's shot is off. Golden State's gone 3 of 6 tonight when they let it fly from downtown. And there's a whistle. That goes on Terrence Jones. That'll be his second foul of the game.
Not able to find it here in the second. He's off stride and off track just a bit after that one he had earlier.
Now let's go to Doris Burke. Doris.
Guys, as we know, Dwight Howard used to covet the big market. His friend Josh Smith had said he's addicted to being global. And Howard even admitted people were in my ear about being in a bigger place and bringing more dollars in. Nowadays, it's not about where you play. Unfortunately, I had to learn that lesson in front of the whole world. Kevin?
His image took a hit, Doris, but he's learned from it, obviously. Thanks.
Well, the Warriors expected and hoped to go farther than the first round of the playoffs, but you have to give them a lot of credit for playing the Clippers as tough as they did, considering they were down multiple centers during that series. Well, it was really good to see Andrew Bogut healthy last season, and he reminded everybody, when he's right, he's a live, active body, a significant presence defensively. He's able to play above the rim, and he even showed he could finish alley-oops with regularity.
The lead changes hands once again. There has been no separation between these two teams tonight.
What an intriguing basketball game, that's for sure.
Curry kicks to Iguodala. Iguodala left side. Misses in close. The Rockets have gone 2 of 6 from the field in the second quarter so far. Harden's shot is off.
In this quarter, he's really been off the mark. He just looks a little bit unsettled.
And that is good.
Boy, guys, they've shown some great passing on their last few trips down the floor. Excellent.
Yeah, that's 4 straight trips, guys, where their passes have ended up in scores. 4 straight assists. Great team play.
Spates checked in for Andrew Bogut. Harden outside. Another miss by Houston.
He's been anything but his usual self this quarter. It's actually been ugly to see.
Thompson misses.
Well, that's clearly a situation you want to make sure you don't give him too good of a look at it.
Well, true. The defenders shouldn't relax just because he missed that one. He's capable of getting hot in a hurry.
And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot.
Terrence Jones was part of the 2012 championship team at Kentucky with Anthony Davis, and in year 2 with the Rockets, stepping into the starting role at power forward.
And Jones able to play on the perimeter a bit to create space for Dwight Howard inside. A former point guard in his younger days. He's a good ball handler, but his passing and shooting still a work in progress.
And Terrence Jones listed at 6'9" with a 7'2" arm span. Those numbers tell you he plays bigger.
He really does. He's strong on both backboards. He brings some shot blocking presence, and he's still really young and starting to put it all together. But I love his potential. I like the progress he's shown to this point.
Here's Lee. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up, and 2 shots coming up.
Great job taking right at the defense. David Lee, a 2-time All-Star. Over the past 5 seasons, he's averaged about 19 points and over 10 boards a game. Impressive numbers.
Looking at who's out there now for the Warriors. Green, he's checked in for Thompson. Barnes comes in for Andre Iguodala. And it's Livingston in for Curry.
Oh, man, that was unreal.
Mark it up. Are you guys feeling that? You got to be feeling that. Come on now.
The whole building's feeling it. What are you feeling it?
Yeah, I'm feeling it.
I'm feeling it too.
My chair's shaking. I feel it.
Now the Warriors moving it up. Count the bucket coming up. A perfectly placed assist. Now it's a 4-point Warrior lead. Here's Beverly. The Rockets with another miss.
That's some more rugged play from them inside. They have a decent edge in rebounds thus far.
And that hard work on the boards needs to continue. That could be what swings this game eventually. Draymond Green last season slimmed down to about 230 pounds. Pretty remarkable how he's transformed his body since his freshman season at Michigan State.
Landon Rush, he's checked in for Maurice Spates. And then for Houston, Trevor Ariza's checked in for Harden. And it's Isaiah Cannon in for Patrick Beverly. Livingston dishes to Rush. Here's Lee. And there's the bucket. Stay with it on the offensive glass, getting it done. Lee's got 4 this quarter.
Did you see the defense get caught standing around that time, giving up an easy second chance bucket?
Simply need more of an effort on the boards there, Steve.
Now he's hit a pair of 3 balls in this quarter, so he's starting to find his range.
1 second separating the shot clock and game clock. Out of bounds, Rockets ball as Houston keeps possession. And some changes here for the Warriors. Bazili's checked in for Lee. And it's Barbosa in for Brandon Rush. There's 14 seconds left in the first half of the game. 5 to shoot. The shot. And the first half ends in a close one. Warriors lead by 1. And don't go away. After the break, we'll see you right back here for the start of the third quarter. Here we go now, the start of the third quarter, welcoming you back in a closely contested first half so far. One of the stories here, James Harden getting it done today.
Yeah, he put on a highlight reel in that first half alone. Just a collection of spectacular dunks.
It was a fireworks display. He nearly tore the hoop down with a couple of those slams multiple times.
Steph, Clay, and Dre on the perimeter. Down low, it's Green and Bogut. So that's the group out there for Golden State.
The Rockets, to me, are an emerging factor in the West. Not 100% sold on them being championship caliber, but I still think you've got to give that front office a lot of credit in terms of what they got out of the superstar tandem of Harden and Howard. I think it's a strong foundation of scoring and defense.
Here's Beverly. Ariza kicks to Beverly. He feeds it to Harden. Pass to Beverly. Back to Harden. Second shot opportunity. Here's Jones. Persistence pays off as they finally hit a shot. Jones has got 6 points. Curry attacking, and he lays it straight in. Boy, the Rockets came out smelling like a rose, didn't they? Bringing in Howard, but some luck along the way, too. You remember the Chris Paul Lakers trade that was vetoed, and Steve, the Rockets would have gotten Pau Gasol in the deal.
And then not Dwight Howard because they wouldn't have had the cap room to absorb him. So, you know, they're probably glad that in hindsight that deal fell through because Dwight Howard, the younger and more talented player, when you think about his comparison to Gasol.
Lee's checked in for Golden State. The Rockets making a switch here. Got him with the pump fake. Savvy move right there. He's got 8.
Seems like they're on their heels every time defensively because the ball continues to go into the post.
Well, if they don't pick up the aggression, things are only going to get worse. Been a real difficult game for him offensively, and it's cost him. If he can improve on what's been a shaky day for him thus far, they could stretch this lead out.
The pass to Papanicolo. Ariza passes to Papanicolo. Another miss by Houston. Warriors leading by 3. And there's the call on Patrick Beverly. That's foul number 2 for him. And the Warriors making a change here. Livingston's checked in. Johnson, he's checked in for Houston. Bogut lays it up and in on the nice reverse. Bogut's got his second bucket.
Some defensive breakdowns are starting to show up now. Their last 4 buckets allowed have come from very close range.
And giving up these easy chances is going to do wonders for their confidence. Well, James Harden is a pure scorer, but for him to get this Rockets team where they hope to go, I think he has to lead in more ways than just offensively. Really needs to set the example with his defense, his effort, and his unselfishness as well.
Livingston kicks to Thompson. Drains the wing tray. Thompson's got the lead up to 5 now for the Warriors.
He's been one of their more reliable options today, guys. I mean, his shooting has led them to this lead.
Let's go now to the sideline and catch up with Doris Burke. Hey, Doris.
Well, Kevin, Steve Kerr taking over as head coach of the Warriors, a 5-time NBA champion. His focus is on creating sustained success. He said, we've got a chance to be really good for the next decade. Let's just take a swing every year and be consistent with our efforts, and we'll have our chances. And we get to watch him, Kevin.
Looking to build something that'll last. Thank you, Doris. Looking at who's out there now for the Warriors. Spates comes in for Andrew Bogut. And it's Harrison Barnes in for Andre Iguodala.
And Harden is a great passer. But last season, at times, it seems like he settled into being a ball stopper. He's so talented, so gifted offensively. He's an excellent offensive player when he's isolated. But this team has so much offensive talent. I think they're best served to keep that ball hopping. And that goes for any team, but clearly a team that has the weapons that Houston does.
It's Thompson off the drive. Fades away. And the Warriors with some changes. Andrew Bogut, he's checked in for Spates. Iguodala comes in for Barnes. And Curry subbed in for Sean Livingston. At the top of the key, Curry. A shot by Thompson, and no one's around. That falls. Nice feed that time from Andre Iguodala.
How many times have we seen a possession like that from them today, ending with a basket coming off a pretty pass?
Well, if you just looked at assist as the measuring stick, they've been by far the better team.
Out of bounds, Golden State takes possession. Terrence Jones is checked in for Trevor Ariza. No one near Curry as he lets it go. Bogut dishes to Thompson. And another 3 for Golden State. And let's get your take, guys, on the hustle stats for the Warriors.
Contested shots and block shots. They're bread and butter defensively. They're giving up no easy looks.
And another thing they're doing is really taking advantage of fast break opportunities, scoring some easy baskets.
Kicks it out to Iguodala. Shoots the 3.
Almost surprised that he had that much room to work with.
Jones with the screen on Thompson. Daniels, no good.
Boy, look at the rebound totals. He is absolutely dominating out there.
Boy, that's been something to watch. My goodness.
Curry passes to Bogut. No luck. So Houston will take it the other way. Daniels with it, and it's Iguodala picking him up. Daniels kicks to Jones. Howard down after the assist, let him into the lane.
Boy, taking it hard to the rack for the big throwdown.
And give an unofficial assist, Clark, to his teammate for setting the screen that freed him up.
Man, good call, Kevin. That was really the key to the play.
Curry wide open. Offensive rebound. Here's Lee. The Warriors have knocked down 5 of their 9 attempts at the stripe tonight. And the first one at the line is good.
Boy, it seems like they're having a lot of trouble at the line today, and it's just been that kind of a day.
And so David Lee nails them both. Here's Kanan. Gets it off. Off the mark. Rockets trailed by 5. Fourth quarter on the court for the Rockets. Terrence Jones is down low with Howard. Then it's Patrick Beverley. Then it's Harden. And it's Daniels in at the 2. Back to Harden. 6 to shoot. From deep three-point range. Warriors leading by 5. Here's Iguodala. Now that's how to finish the break. Throw down with force.
Boy, he is a strong finisher on the fast break.
Yeah, he sure is. He remains in total control, even at full speed. I love that about him.
And the basket by Harden.
That's a big basket there, and you can expect him to be very involved and aggressive the rest of the way.
And Lee with the stuff. Well, Clark, a clear lane to the basket and the emphatic jam.
And that is outstanding attacking basketball.
Well, he had no choice but to take that one to the bucket.
It's Harden with the drive. And Beverly kicks to Harden. And some nice passing there by Houston. Daniels, no good.
There's some good defense for you. I mean, for somebody who's as good at shooting the three as he is, you need a defender who's equally adept at guarding against it. That was well done.
Well, then they picked the right guy to put on him.
Here's Beverly. Here's Jones. Pass to Howard. Here's the three. Harden missing again.
Tell you what, the defense has nothing to worry about out there with him shooting. I mean, we can't die.
Ooh, that was awesome.
Average athleticism, but I really think it's his basketball IQ that sets him apart. He's got outstanding instincts, especially at the defensive end of the floor.
Looking at who's out there now for the Warriors. Bazili's checked in for Bogut. Green comes in for Lee. Barnes is checked in for Thompson. And it's Rush in for Steph Curry. Let's catch up with Doris from the sideline.
Well, guys, Kevin McHale had some advice for the team in that last break. He didn't exactly take it easy on them, saying, how much do you want it? Don't tell me, show me out there. We have to play better. We have to play harder if we're going to come back. Guys?
You talk about Bogut's IQ of the game. Steve, a great passer offensively.
He is. He's one of those guys who has a good feel for the game. He sets good screens. He understands angles. He's got a lot of veteran tricks about him. You know, things that maybe the referees don't catch. So a guy who can really help your team win.
Second free throw, no good.
Harrison Barnes, the 7th overall pick in 2012 out of North Carolina. He's got prototypical size and athleticism for that small forward position. Still developing his overall game, but he's got enormous potential.
Rockets trailed by 9. Cannon gets to Monteunice. And foul called as he misses. He'll go to the line and shoot 2. And Barnes, the top overall recruit of the nation coming out of high school in 2010.
Yeah, and really high expectations for him from a relatively young age. There's been some disappointment in his development. I think it's short-lived.
Catching up on the changes for Golden State. Andrew Bogut checked in for Festus Ezeli. Lee comes in for Green. Thompson, he's checked in for Harrison Barnes. And Steph Curry subbed in for Brandon Rush. Fires it up. And the shot falls short this time. Timeout called the Warriors.
Yeah, he definitely saw some things that
Just shorten the length of these games.
well, they banned consecutive timeouts. They've reduced their number overall. You know, the idea is to hold viewers' attention and provide time certainty for the broadcasters.
And that one's good.
This guy will really make you pay if you leave him enough room outside.
Now here's Beverly, guarded by Curry. And Harden wide open, he shoots. Here's Howard. Kicks it out to Harden. Puts up a 3. Another miss by Harden.
Well, ever since the second half started, he's been ice cold. Very little going his way right now.
And that's out of bounds. Golden State will retain possession. 1:51 left in the game. The shot by Thompson, no one's around. And another 3 for Golden State.
And condensing the game, we've seen it at the NBA level too, cracking down on pregame rituals and requiring players back on the court quickly after a timeout. The commissioner even talked to owners about shortening the game to 40 minutes, so less might be more in some ways. We'll see. I'm in agreement with that. I'd love to see some of the fat trimmed off the game. I don't know if 40 minutes is where I'd go, but some of the extra things that delay the game, I would love to see that pace picked up so there's not as much wasted minutes during the course of the 48-minute game.
Well, an 8-rebound advantage like the one they have now is always going to swing the score hard in that team's direction.
And that's certainly been the case today. Their rebounding has made a huge difference.
Well, it's a wrap, fellas. No way you come back in this one.
Not anymore. Any chance of that happening went out the window a while ago.
Well, I think there's a couple of ways to shorten games. One is cutting down on the intentional fouls in crunch time. I think you could replace TV timeouts with live action advertising. Also, you might just shoot one free throw for the point value of a foul. I think the league is right to try to speed up the pace of the game, but it's a rocky road. You have to really think things through. And this is what they wanted, to announce their presence in this matchup with authority. Very decisive. And I think it can be considered a statement win for the Warriors.
In the end, they had a better shooting percentage, and that's what made the difference. Sometimes, you know, Clark, things go your way. The other team wasn't catching many lucky breaks themselves.
Well, it's more than luck, Kevin. I think the shot selection was good, too.
And that one's good. Beverly.
D there, guys, was pretty much non-existent. I mean, you can't leave a good shooter like that open.
And the basket by Curry.
And the fans loving what's transpired here tonight. A really good victory for these guys.
Sure was. I mean, they did just what they needed to do to keep the visitors from getting any momentum going at all.
2 seconds separating the shot clock and game. Rocket shooting struggles apparent. 37% from the field. Howard kicks to Beverly. Harden outside. So we see the Warriors taking the game here. You know, Clark, every team has a bad night, and these guys might want to watch the tape of this game the next time they have a bad night to remind